Hey there, everybody! Hypnojo has put together a tournament here on the server, and it is coming up quickly. Luckily, I have been grinding, and I have put together a super themed team for this tournament. And while it's themed in a way that might not work, I have high hopes. So anyway, let's get right into it and take a look at the team. So first off, to lead the team, we have Shiny Villain. These little peppers have a secret strat, and I think they will lead to domination over everyone else in the tournament. Coming up next, we have my Shiny Talonflame, Scorch. That's right, 2 shinies in a row. Anybody starting to get an idea of what this theme may be? Well, let's take a look at my next Pokemon on the team and see if it helps out. Oh yeah, my Shiny Machamp, Fear. Fear was the first shiny Pokemon on the server and the only one for like easily over a month. It was a while. Everybody was super jelly and it was pretty cool. Since then, I've caught a whole bunch more, obviously, if I seem to be showing off a team of shinies. But my villainous server mates have not been so lucky. Most only have one now each if they're lucky, except for Hypnojo, because he's on a lot. He's got a few, but still not like my team of shinies. Anyway, after Fear, we have my Shiny Obstagoon Goon. Look at this dude. Is that a rock star or what? After Goon, who's the anchor of the team? Well, Shiny Mamoswine. This giant green Mamoswine is named Rhyme. And can you guess why? Anybody know why it's named Rhyme? Let me know if you got an idea. And coming in last but not least, and not last either actually, because I do have a substitute on the team to deal with a special situation, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, coming up next, we have my Shiny Haunch Crow, Chucky. That's right. And check this out, we can ride our Pokemon now. Yep, we got Pokemounts. Pretty cool, we can ride them all. Some of them can swim really well if they're swimmers, and some can even fly, which means you can have a flying mount, which is huge in this game. Like those birds, they obviously fly. This guy, he won't fly. He just jumps. Yep, he's a happy Mamoswine. And as you can see, I'm flying around on my Haunch Crow. Whoa, he's pretty fast. He's like turbo mode, super fast. And I got Scorch following me, which is pretty cool, but whoa! Yep, we got flying mounts too, and some of them are, whoa, turbo speed. Okay, so that's the core team there, but I thought it would be cool if we took a look at their moveset and what they're going to be doing, what my strat is for this tournament. So if we take a look at Villain here, we can see it's a grass fire type pepper, and he's got the held item Leftovers, which heals him for 1/16 of his max health at the end of every turn. Now, there are some stipulations in this tournament. First of all Pokemon in the tournament have to be level 50, so we'll set our Pokemon to level 50 if we need to for it. And another big part of the tournament is held items. We can't have duplicates of any held items. So since Villain's using the Leftovers, that means no one else is able to use the Leftovers, which is a cool stipulation. But let's take a look at Villain's moves. First of all, she's got Giga Drain to keep her healed up and do some stab damage, which is super sweet. Coming in next, we have Flamethrower, which is a really good fire move, and also stab damage, which means it does 50% more damage, which is a great boost. But there's more. You see, this Pokemon also has Sunny Day, and I'm going to be trying to keep as much Sunny Day going in the battle as I can. Because when there's a Sunny Day going, fire moves like Flamethrower are boosted another 50%. So it's a big damaging fire move, it gets stab boost, and it gets Sunny Day boost. Sunny Day will also cut in half any water damage coming at us, which is super cool, and it does some other little helpful things. One of which is affecting Grow. You see, Grow boosts the Pokemon's attack and special attack by 1 stage. But when there's a Sunny Day out, Growth will boost it by 2 stages. Now, if I get Sunny Day and even 1 Growth off in the battle, she'll become a steamroller that will just wipe a whole team. And for our Talonflame Scorch, which is the fire flying type, it's got a flame body ability, which means you touch it, it's gonna burn. So don't touch it. Just leave this guy alone. Let him do his thing. He's holding a charcoal stick, which will boost his fire attacks by another 20%. And if we take a look at his moves, he's got Flare Blitz, which is a 120 base power fire move. That's massive. Not to mention it's a stab move, so plus 50% there. Holding a charcoal stick, plus 20%. And if Sunny Day's out, another 50%. So Flare Blitz is devastating. And it's followed up by the ever popular Brave Bird. Another 120 base power move, which is also stab. Now, Flare Blitz and Brave Bird both have recoil damage, so Scorch gets hurt when he uses them. And to deal with that damage and any damage my opponent may be doing to me, I've got Roost, which will heal half of his hit points when used. So this tough little bird can go for days. And if it doesn't like the matchup, it's got U-turn to get out of there with some nice bug damage. For Fear, our fighting Machamp, he's holding the Choice Scarf. The Choice Scarf will boost his speed by 50%, and since he's a little slow, this really gives him the edge. But the Choice Scarf also locks you into the first move you use, so unless you switch out, you can't use a different move. But it's okay, that's all part of the strat. Now if we take a look at his moves, we can see he's got Drain Punch, which is great for a fighting type. It stabs, so it's going to do extra damage, and it drains the target's health, healing you for 50% of the damage you've done. Next up, we've got Bullet Punch. That's a steel type move there for coverage, and it's a high priority move, which means most likely this move will attack first in those situations where I just need to attack first. After that, we've got Fire Punch. Why? Because Sunny Day, of course. It'll get boosted an extra 50% if Sunny Day's up. And finally, Cross Chop, which is another stab move, and with 100 base power, it does massive damage, especially since it can land critical hits even more easily. After that, we've got my Obstagoon Goon. It's a dark, normal type Pokemon, and it's got the ability Guts. It's so gutsy that having a status condition boosts the Pokemon's attack stat. And it's holding a Flame Orb, which gives it the status condition Burn, which turns on Guts. So it burns itself to get a big attack boost. Now, having that burn will do damage to it every turn, but we deal with that because of the benefits. First of all, it's got a burn, so it can't get another status condition, so we control what status it has. Secondly, the way the Flame Orb and the burn and all this works, normally it would cut its physical damage in half, but thanks to the way it's all set up, that won't happen, and because of Guts, it boosts it by half, I believe. So that's awesome. And if we take a look at its moves, first up we have Facade. Now that's a 70 base power normal move, and since it's normal, it gets stab, but since we're burned, it doubles the damage we do. So its base power is 140 plus the stab 50%. That's awesome. After that we have Throat Chop, which is a solid dark move, which is also stab. We have Fire Punch, of course, because Sunny Days. And finally we have Cross Chop, big fighting move, great coverage, heavy damage, why not? For our Mamoswine Rhyme, it's an Ice Ground type with a thick, fat ability, which is huge. This cuts the damage from fire and ice moves in half. So it'll really help protect it since it doesn't do that well with fire moves. It's also holding the Light Clay. Why? Because it's got the move Reflect. What Reflect does is it cuts incoming physical damage in half for 5 turns, which is amazing, but when you're holding the Light Clay, it turns into 8 turns. So my team will have great physical protection for 8 turns if I get this off. Now it's got Icicle Crash, which is a great stab move for it, but not as good as an Earthquake stab move, 100 power, this thing is devastating. And finally we got Substitute, so it can throw out a substitute to protect itself. Mamoswine has a massive HP pool, and because of that these substitutes are pretty beefy. They can take sometimes multiple hits, which allows you to get your Reflect set up and do some damage while you're at it. For Chucky, our Haunch Crow, it's a dark flying type, and it's holding the Black Glasses, which boosts dark type moves by 20%. It's got that Brave Bird move, 120 base power, plus its stab, and we've got Night Slash, which is another great move, stab move, can't go wrong. We've got Roost, which will heal it for 50% of its health, which is great, especially since Brave Bird does have that recoil damage. And finally, we have Tailwind, which is a bit of a secret weapon for the team. Tailwind will give my whole team a big speed boost for 4 turns. That can really turn the tide of a battle. So that's the main core team. But like I said, I've got a backup member of the team. You see, Hypnojo has this Alolan Ninetales, which is just a pain to deal with. It's got Aurora Veil as a special move, which cuts all my damage in half for the duration that it's up, and that's just no good. I need a special way to deal with it. And how do I do that? With my shiny Crobat Decay, of course. I just thought of something. I named this Crobat Decay like my decaying opponents, because they all decay when I'm done with them. But I'm using him to deal with Hypnojo. And Hypnojo has a Pokemon on his team which is also called Decay, except not Decay, like Decay. Anyway, I hope that doesn't get confusing. Now for this shiny Crobat Decay, it's a poison flying type and it's holding the black sludge, which is like the leftovers in the sense that it heals your Pokemon by 1/16 of its max health at the end of every turn if it's a poison type. So this is a way to add extra healing without having to worry about not being able to use a leftover because it's already been used. Move-wise, we've got Brave Bird because we've got a lot of birds on this team apparently, and it's a big damaging move, so we got to use it. It's also stab again, so just perfect. Then we got Toxic, another stab move, but that doesn't matter in this case because it doesn't do direct damage. But it will poison the enemy, and it's a strong poison that gets stronger with every turn. So if there's a particularly beefy Pokemon out there that I'm having trouble with, hopefully I can get Toxic off and wait him out. And one of the ways I can wait him out is by using Roost to heal up, especially since I got that Brave Bird move again. And finally, we've got Defog. And Defog will get rid of my opponent's light screen's reflect and Aura Veil, which is the problem with fighting Hypno. So anytime he gets his Aura Veil up, hopefully I can get this Defog off and I can laugh at him because his strategy is broken. So here's my tournament team. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's themed, so I'm hoping it's like powerful and able to take everybody out. But other people were able to pick what Pokemon they wanted on their team, and I was stuck with what I got. But what I got feels really good. I think I've got a good strategy going in, and I plan on devastating my opponents with overpowering shininess. So what do you guys think? Is this team gonna work out? Is my strat good? Does it suck and am I gonna lose right away? Let me know in the comments. As for me, I'm off to catch a Mimikyu because I've got big plans for it moving forward on the server. But if you want to catch your very own Cobblemon Mimikyu, I recently made a tutorial on how you do it really easily and I put it right there. So check it out, and as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!